Hi, coaches. Welcome back to Bigs Rule the World. I'm Coach Allen, and this is our continued deep dive on the single wing offense. Just a little bit of history, what we've been doing thus far. We've gotten you through trap and power. We've gotten you through the history, and we've gotten you through the modern day single wing offense. Well, today we want to dive in a little bit more into buck lateral. We started with that on the last episode on Tuesday, trying to get into buck lateral and the history and why it's so important and what you can do off of it. Now we want to draw it up. We're going to go to our whiteboard. We're going to draw sort of what the basis of buck lateral is, what I've seen. I've seen it two different ways. I've seen it with a puller, and I've seen it not with a puller. Okay, but I want to give what I would do sort of. I've seen drawn so many ways. So, coaches, hit me up in the comments if you say, my drawing of it is messed up, and no, let's not do it that way. Okay, I'm willing to listen. Now, the big thing, everything goes off of this series. Our halfback here, just like the buck sweep out of the wing T, is carrying out that buck sweep motion, that sweeping motion. Our fullback here is going to catch it and go forward. And then this is where he can set up and either go with the traps, go with the wedge, which we'll talk about later. Our right hand here to what I'll call the blocking back or the quarterback. And the blocking back makes this pitch right here. Okay? Couple different ways we can run the sweep out of this. All right? First way, pull play side guard, similar to buck sweep. How I would do it here against a 5-4 look is I'm just sort of wrapping this guard around, and here we go. All right, we got these motions to hold the backers. I'm almost sort of dipping and ripping and getting up to the next level on the backside just because I know what it is. And that's how I can do it with the puller. Without the puller, so let's go back, erase these. Let's say, you get into a position where you don't like it. I'm still playing with this with the blocking back being as close as he is. How I like it with the buck motion movement. I'd love a single wing coach to comment on here on their coaching points because I was looking everywhere for it. I swear some of this stuff. I swear trying to get more of the buck lateral series. I felt like I was trying to get the Dakota ring or something for the wing T. It's impossible. Just coaching points on how they coach this guy up right here. So, okay, if we're not doing that, then we can go a true traditional, almost like get our bodies rolling, reach step. You know me by now. You know I hate reach step. Boom, boom. And that's how we can do that against the even front. If I'm going to do this, to be honest with you guys, I might even, instead of selling the buck lateral motion, I might even just go straight sweep here, snap the ball here, and do this with my guys. But it's just me. You want to get the buck lateral motion to hold, that guy, to hold those backers, okay? Because as soon as they start biting on this sweep, that's where we're going to come back and hit them with trap. Let's see it against the even front. I know you're saying, well, you just saw it against the even front. The center's uncovered. Remember, we're unbalanced here. So when we're doing the unbalanced, the way we do our even odd calls, for me, is we're going to do them based off of this guy being the center, okay? So if this guy's the center, here we go. And I'm putting all mine. I was drawing it up before with a 8-man box. I didn't like that. I'm going to put 9 men in the box here and see what happens. I just want to see what's the worst thing we can do. All right. How would I run sweep here with a puller? Puller pretty easy. We're going to come here. I'd almost kick that guy out, to be honest, here with the puller. And then we sort of set our edge right there. Once again, single wing guys, comment please to tell me if I'm messed up in the head on that one. We can go and capture right there. Without a puller, without a play side puller, how would I do it? Sorry. Draw it back, race everything. Bad play side puller, how am I doing it? Once again, remember your blocking back is almost catching the ball right here. He's doing a 180 flip. He's receiving the ball and then he's just flipping it out. We actually ran this play some at Buckingham. Once again with a 270-pound guy at H-back. So that'll help. That helps out everything, I'm going to be honest. You just got your reach blocks, your zone blocking. Getting bodies on bodies right there. Okay, and I feel like on this backside here, you don't have to honor him as much because we're getting that sweep and getting out of there. Okay, that's buck lateral sweep. Let's try trap. Let's try strong trap to start out. Couple different looks you can do. Try strong trap. I'm going to get this H-back's going to get out of the way here. You can put him either way. Let's say we line him up here. Give me an odd front. Okay. We do this. Bang. We want to trap first man past the center. Have double team there. Trap right there. It looks more like power. Bring the wall down right here. You have the H back on. You're blocking back on either side at that point, I think. Coming here and we're following the puller on strong trap. That's how I would do it. We're going to run up underneath this guy, so I wouldn't block him. I would go up to the next level. Strong trap versus an even. And got single wing coaches, I really want you all to comment and tell me how you do it with your blocking back on play side. Because I want to know. Okay. Here. I'm not the biggest in the center pull. I'll be honest. Okay. If I'm going to have my center here, I mean, the easiest trap in the world is to come here and do that. I guess that's not more of an X instead of a, it's going to be more of an X instead. Well, let's say we do that. Because we can do him or we can do him. I think we're fine either way. Let's say you pull your center. Again, I'm getting up to the second level right here. Carrying out the sweep formation. So dip and rip, get up. Cut him off from the puller. I'm almost taking sort of what we talked about with a drop step pull for our X block right here. We're taking out the guy who covers up the center. We're dipping and ripping inside right here to get the backer. We're making the play right there. It's almost like isolation type play with this guy, this play side tackle being the ISO block. We're dipping, ripping, and getting up inside here. I almost want to veer block that in a sense. And, single wing coaches once again tell me, because, the more guys we can leave at the line of scrimmage, the better, I would think. Now, if I was going to do it, not pulling the center, which I think we can do. The unbalanced nature of the offense is, I think, what makes it interesting. Well, it's interesting to me, period. Okay? We're going to pull him, block back, rip inside, get up to second level. That takes our wall out for our linebackers. Dip right, let's go pull right, get right shoulder right there. Here we go. And there we go. And then you see there the different ways you can either pull the center or you can pull the backside guard. It's going to be a longer, almost more power-like pull for a traditional power offense on that back if you're pulling that backside guard. That's strong trap. What about weak trap? Once again, coaches, tell me how you do your pulls with your H-back being there. I could even see, but the problem is I love leaving him there for the fake. So I really want those comments below this week. Tell me what you do. Okay, we'll go odd front. We're going to go weak trap. And we're doing the same backfield motion. You still have to honor. As soon as they start getting sucked in, guys, we're going to kill them for not honoring it. And we follow the pull and guard to victory there. All right, that's against our odd front. And I think it almost, with the unbalanced, when he's covered, it makes it so easy to pull him. Just my opinion. I think we got that angle with that center then on the block back that we necessarily don't always have. Okay. Weak side trap going against even front. I think you can almost dip and rip, just make sure this guy doesn't get inside right there. Bang, bang. That's an easy play right there. We're just going to double team this guy back to the lap of the linebacker. Pull, kick right there. Follow the guard with a little cutback right there. Dip and rip this guy to get up. I almost want to double team, take a hard left step, get both our hats on him, and sort of double team him up into linebacker action. And then I'm dipping and ripping to get up to the next level here. The more guys you're able to leave alone at the line of scrimmage on the backside, I think you're able to get more bodies up. It's almost like a veer blocking concept then. Once again, single wing coaches, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if my ideas on how to block this are jacked up. Because I looked at a couple different places, and I'm not getting a traditional rule for everything, just like I didn't get a traditional rule on whether we're going to pull on buck sweep or not, on buck lateral sweep or not. Okay. I saw this at a counter game that I liked on film. But again, maybe it's not in the traditional family because we're not going with the same motion into here. Okay? I've seen this to that. I'm going to be honest. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 people handling the ball. If you get into Kevin Kelly stuff, he's out of Pulaski High School in Pulaski Academy in Arkansas. He says you create more big plays with more people handling the ball. But then I also got into stuff that said they don't like buck lateral series because so many people handle the ball. So the other way I saw counter ran was more of snap, boom, attacking, and hand to the wing back there. And we're going to use this H-back now as sort of a kicker for that weak side counter. So now I can have my H-back kick, my guard wrap, dip and rip, cut him off from following. We're making it look like it's sweep, but we're handing off to the counterback right there. Which you'll see when I talk about employing single wing concepts. Everybody's got a counter similar when I think you have that wing back in there. Let's look against the even front. Okay. 6. Okay. Let's take a look against the even front. So we're going to snap the ball here, come in here, hand off. And we almost collapse him back. Backside backer is so tough there. So we're going to get the kick and the wrap. I think we almost just get that back there and expect that backer to come and wall him off. That way we can get the hook and up here and block back right there on that end to make sure he's not trailing. And then if they start biting in, I think you can just you can just run back on your sweep if you start getting bite in action from that defensive end. That's just my opinion. It's what makes a series good, is what you can find time for. And then, in your passing game, okay, I showed you last time on film. So where we do the sort of flapjack type pass, they can go to this tight end right here. I think you're set up big time here for tailback pass here on this bottom wing. Right there. Once we get that out, if you want to make this guy a true tight end, you can bring him out like that. Okay. I think there's a couple different things you can do in the passing game with it, which is what I like. The single wing, remember when we talked about the history, the single wing that we look at as a bruiser offense was designed so we could, give people the ball deceptively. And it was designed also, it partly opened up the passing game, which blows your mind. Because I know all those single wing guys are sitting there just drooling over the air raid right now. I'll tell you what, one of the funniest things is seeing single wing guys hop on an air raid chat and see, talking about, how you need to run power. And you see the air raid guys' heads just get ready to blow. I actually love it. I love it being I identify as being a guy who's run the air raid system, but I don't know if I'm an air raid guy just because I like to run the ball. I like to run the ball a little bit too much to be all air raid. Don't tell Hal Mummy that. I'm trying to finish his course eventually. Okay. It was a Christmas present, by the way. I didn't fork out that much money. The other big play I like off of this, and you're going to think that I'm a dinosaur here and that it's simple, and this is going to lead us in the next week. We're going to talk about why it's a wonderful play. Is when you're just going here, a little bit of wedge. And that's what we're going to talk about next week here, is how we do wedge blocking off a single wing and what wedge can do for you in the different ways I can see wedge going out of the single wing offense. So remember our buck lateral series we talked about? Buck lateral. We talked very briefly about just straight sweep. Once again, these are all set up to look similar. Strong trap, weak trap, counter, and very briefly we talked about the passing game. All these are set up to look similar off that series, okay? And you're going back to the same idea we talked about in the wing tee where things look similar, and it's our job to deceive the defense that way, okay? Coaches, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. The big thing we're pushing this month is, Google Classroom. I'm getting ready to have a video come out. It's not an episode video, but just telling you the ideas of why Google Classroom is important to your football program, how you can use it for your team, your position group, what have you. We're going to have a video out shortly about that. You can sign up for my video series now. I got a description in the link in the description. My video series, it's $30 for the video series. If you want to pay an extra $30, I'll build your Google Classroom for you and show you how to do it. Okay? So I do all the work for you and give you a video on how you can do it in the future. for $60, which I think is invaluable for your team because now, especially in ways with COVID, if you're in my state where we're having a tough time all getting started, we have February football coming up. It's a way to train your guys without having your guys in the building. Might be a good idea. It's a way to meet without having all of your guys in the building. Might be a good idea. So, until next time, coaches, remember, we all want to score points, and to do that, we got to dominate in the trenches. And to do that, we got to know that bigs rule the world. I'll see you next time, coaches.